Hey, it's Jimmy Lee Lard, the Sock Snob, and here we are with yet another episode of the Sock Mob. Welcome back, everybody.
Good to be here.
Good. To my right, of course, is RJ. RJ, we got a little bit too much history. Why don't we have a baby yet?
You know what?
You don't have that, right? And this is Janita, my sister, the opera singer.
That's a whole other episode.
And my brother from another mother, G.
Yeah.
G.
Yes.
You have a short ass name, just
I
G.
do, right to the point.
There you
That's
go.
me.
All right.
I'm simple and I'm right to the point.
I ain't mad at you.
That's me.
Well, let's get right to the point. Today, I'd like to talk about something. Actually, I want to talk about something that's very important. We've been seeing a lot of, particularly our black congresswomen, sort of at the forefront of a lot of issues or up against the establishment, if you will. So everybody from Maxine Waters, remember Reclaiming My Time? Which there's a song, Reclaiming My Time. I don't know how it goes, but something like that.
I don't know that song.
Time. Okay, so then there was also Frederica Wilson, who was with the Gold Star family when President, what's his name, called. And she, reported back about sort of the disrespect to that family. And she ended up against the wall, and she's been Congresswoman down in New Orleans, right? If I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was Houston.
No, Houston is Sheila
Jackson.
Jackson Lee. And Sheila Jackson Lee, another one where, constantly where you see the hearings, where there's all this footage, the viral videos. Where are the black male leaders? Where are the male members of the Congressional Black Caucus, of which there are more of them anyway? So it seemed like, during the Obama era, I remember when I first moved out to D.C., I ran into, everybody works for the government out there. And I ran into a guy, and he was like, man, somebody I knew from Chicago, he was like, man, black people just got jobs now, in the government. And, you always saw them on television, the Congressional Black Caucus members, the male members. But now that we're in this Trump era, it seems like we only see the women, and they seem to be sort of holding this charge on their shoulders. So what do you think is going on? Why are we seeing so many women leaders in the forefront?
I'm currently reading a book, and it's called The Unsung Heroes of the Civil Rights Movement. And in this book, it basically discusses how the women basically held the civil rights movement together. Without those women who were always in the back doing the things that they did, the civil rights movement wouldn't have been possible. Mm-hmm. So I think the women, of course they've always been there, and I think where their male counterparts are lacking, women are starting to step up and say, you know what, even if you're not going to do nothing or say something, you know what, I am.
Yeah.
Our male leaders are, what's his name, Corey
Brooks.
Is that the one? He's the mayor of.
Isn't he in New York?
Yeah, I think it's
in the upper part.
someplace up there. But I mean, he's one that just kind of comes to mind. But other than that, Jesse Jackson Jr. when he went to jail, and I mean, where are they?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Now we knew that.
John is still John. Lord, like I know him for real. Who was on the bridge in?
Yep. We need to ask this book.
What's his name? Oh yeah.
Oh crap!
Oh
yes,
my
yes,
God.
yes, yes.
Okay, so we all know who he is.
But we haven't seen him in a while, really.
Yeah, I thought he was sick or something.
You know what?
Like I know him, right? Oh shit.
I just keep getting a mental picture
Well,
of
you
Al
know,
Sharpton
I
taking
mean,
a selfie, man.
Yeah.
That's what they
In
do.
that
They take
bathroom.
the
Taking
selfie.
selfies,
I mean, we
man.
can look at it different ways. Where are they? Yeah, it's time for us. It's been time for us.
But what I say, the reason I say where are they? Frederica Wilson came under a lot of attack from
Yes, she did.
a lot of Republicans,
Yes, she
where they were accusing her of things turned out to not be true, right? And
Where's
I
your
would
big brother that's
yes,
stand up and
that's what-
say,
that's
you
what
know
I was
what,
looking
I need
for.
that apology from y'all.
Well,
Yeah.
it it might be happening, but we might not be aware of it because of media. It might be happening. Just for instance, I saw something today, in fact, earlier, and forgive me for not remembering the gentleman's name, but he was a Democrat, and he was grilling basically Mr. Sessions.
Gotcha.
And he took him to task, and he laid it out, and he used Sessions' own words and his testimony and previous things. And, so he was stepping up and being a leader in that situation. But I can't even remember his name. Now, that doesn't mean anything because I don't remember names well. But he did do something. I mean, there are many people that do something that we just are not aware of. And that was on Facebook. That was not on mainstream news.
Right, yeah, it was on CNN. I caught it on CNN.
I wish that us as a people of color, will stop sitting back waiting for somebody to take the lead, to hold the torch and to guide and lead us. I think, the power has always been in the people, even with, and I don't want to change the subject, but like what's going on in the NFL with the protesting and whatever. Those players get looked at and talked about so bad because of the amount of money they make. But without their athleticism, there will be no sport. Fuck an owner, fuck the coach, the manager, the GM, all of them.
They'd have to find something else to do.
They have to find something else to do and invest their money because they're sitting in the office, typing numbers and pushing papers, and these athletes are out there. And when you're talking about the lifespan of their actual careers, 4 or 5 years, and your body ain't the same no more. So yeah, they get paid a whole lot of money, but to get back to the subject, the power's in the people. Whatever the case may be, we need to, and I'm not saying us in general, but just everybody in whole, we need to take it upon ourselves to educate ourselves, to be more involved and to be leaders ourselves instead of, because there's a lot of people that sit back and wait for some Martin Luther King, some Malcolm X to come out the shadows so they can follow them. Why do you need to follow somebody? Because a leader yourself.
Right, but everybody's not built like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's some people who just really need that push.
That push, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have it in to be leaders. But also what I think our community is lacking too is, we should be creating the leaders. We should be pushing our kids to be more involved in politics. Because if policies are being made and we know they're made through our elected officials, why don't we find somebody that's for us, about us? We get behind them. We push them into the forefront to serve the purpose for the community.
Well, let me speak to
the power
that.
in the community. And you and I know you know how that works.
Now, how often has somebody with that holds all?
We ain't had nobody since Harold Washington.
But I'm saying, I honestly feel like
Chicago thing.
honestly feel like we'll have people that'll get in there with that sort of mentality, and they get in the mix of politics, and that shit changes them. Their whole agenda changes, and they might go in there with all those intentions or whatever. Either you're not gonna get in because they ain't gonna let you in, or your whole agenda's gonna change.
But it goes back to what you said. The power is in the people. How does number 45 get elected if he didn't have all the people behind him? These crazy people be like, how does this happen? So it don't matter if we get behind somebody that's gonna push our agenda. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about them getting in, because if the power's in the people and you stand up there and you say, I'm for the people, and we put every dime, dollar, and quarter behind you, failure is not an option.
But it's the agenda that people have to get behind, or it's the cause that people have to get behind.
But we set an agenda with him. He comes to the meet. He shows like we say, you know what? Our community is lacking A, B, C, and D. How can, if we put you in a place to be, will you always push our agenda? Everybody who is behind an elected official has an agenda, because you want your policies and procedures out there that will benefit you. And when we look at these laws that are on the books now, they were pushed by people that were not like us, or who didn't have our best interest in mind. So now we're looking at, why are blacks more incarcerated, higher than any other people? It's because we didn't push for a better agenda. We didn't push for, better drug laws.
So I'm going to reclaim my time. I'm reclaiming my time. So I'm going to want to get us back to where we started. Because we started talking about where are the black male leaders in this environment where black female leaders are. But we have black male elected officials. We have them. So my question is, where are they when Frederica Wilson is under attack? Where are they when they, what did they call Maxine Waters? They said something about Maxine Waters too. You know,
Maxine Waters ain't bothered with these.
Right, she ain't bothered.
She ain't
She's
bothered
trying,
at
as she
all.
said, I'm trying to get this fool impeached.
Right, but
So,
and the thing about it is, she understands her role of like, look, I done been in this office, I done did this,
And she's been that way forever.
And guess what? They can't get rid of her because guess what? Her power is
Because
basically
she has-
in the people.
Right.
Yeah, I love a stand-up person like that, man.
And it's like
So
But a lot
rare.
of people aren't brave enough that way.
Yeah.
that's
And a lot
they're
of
not
people
built like that.
do not have the backing of their constituents.
And even
they don't
sometimes
have that
when we do
support.
back people, they get in there like you said, the whole agenda changes. They forget who put them
Oh,
in there.
yeah.
And at
Put
the
some
same
money in
time,
their pocket and-
once you get there, it's not necessarily as easy to just make change that quickly,
No, not
especially
at all.
when you are a junior senator or a junior, politician. Period. There are games to be played. There are
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
You
Most
have to
people learn pretty fast once you get into politics. When you go against the grain, things don't work out quite the way you thought it
They
would.
make you
so-
disappear. They pull all the money, pull all your resources, then say, make it.
Yeah.
But once again, if I was an elected official and the Democratic Party decided, and the Democratic Party
Y'all
decided,
be
You can't have all them damn guns and all that shit.
right, now they did that man put out a gun on stage.
Right, you got the right to carry.
Right.
What
but I'm
is,
saying, but I'm saying,
Coffee,
if you
tea, and
push-
me? What do you know who I'm talking about?
Coffee, tea, and me.
Damn it. She used to be an alderman here in Chicago, Bronxville area.
Tillman.
Yes, Dorothy Tillman.
Tillman.
Dorothy Tillman, that heifer used to pull her gun out in city council meetings. So, but anyway, you know what? Let me
We
reclaim
have
my
changed.
time.
We have changed.
Yes, let me reclaim my time. And let's go ahead and wrap this up. Because, we bring these topics up. Hopefully the discussion can continue in comments because we obviously don't always have the answers. I was just curious as to, where the black male leaders are in the face of women being, black women leaders being talked about and ridiculed and everything else. So make sure you check us out on YouTube. Please search The Sock Mob. We're also on Instagram, The Real Sock Snob. And like I said, like, share, and comment below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
From our friends to your
Give you my
friends.
sexy look.
See, that's why we can't have no kids.
I'm bringing.